The devotee is asking whether after samsara dava we should chant Prabhupada's pranam mantra. Interesting question. When Prabhupada chanted in the morning, he chanted samsara dava, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Hare Krishna, and nothing else. He didn't chant the pranam mantra to his Guru Maharaj. Now, if I suggest that we shouldn't chant Prabhupada's pranam mantra, there'll be a revolution. But actually, it's not necessary. It's not what he did, and we don't have to. Samsara dava, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Hare Krishna, nothing else. Perfectly good. But it's become customary to chant Srila Prabhupada's pranam mantra. But there's confusion there. Sometimes I hear devotees starting with Prabhupada's pranam mantra. Then they chant samsara dava, then they go on. So the question comes, they're not Prabhupada's disciple, but they begin by offering pranams to Srila Prabhupada. Then they go on to samsara dava, which I guess is for their guru. But they skipped over their guru to go to Prabhupada. Is it right, philosophically? Before I speak, do I begin by offering obeisances to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, then go to my guru? Evam parampara praptam. My guru, his guru, his guru, his guru. But you have people, they're beginning by offering obeisances to their guru's guru. And I understand he's the founder acharya of ISKCON, and that's a big topic these days. But you can't jump over your guru. I'm sorry. And still be Sampradayak. You can't do that. Unless somebody wants to come and demonstrate to me that it's Sampradayak, that you begin by offering respects to your guru's guru and carry on from there. I've yet to see it. So when someone who's not Prabhupada's direct disciple begins by offering pranam mantras to Prabhupada, my hearing takes a beating. I think, what's wrong with this person? Even sometimes I hear a fire sacrifice. Someone's being initiated, and the priest is beginning by asking everyone to repeat Prabhupada's pranam mantra. The person to be initiated begins by chanting Prabhupada's pranam mantra, and his guru's mantra is left out, or it follows Prabhupada. It's wrong. It's just wrong. And I have to stop those people when I'm sitting there. Wait a second, whoa, what about the man's guru? The man who's being initiated. First he chants his guru's mantra, then he chants Prabhupada's mantra, then. That's how we were taught. So if you're going to chant Prabhupada's pranam mantra, at least chant samsara dava first. At least do that much. Because it can be taken that by chanting Vande Guru Sri Charanada Vindam, you're offering obeisances to your guru. Then you can go on to Prabhupada. Not topsy-turvy, the opposite direction. Actually, one should offer explicit obeisances to one's guru. Not just a generic mantra, but the guru for the mantra for my guru. But because we're in a society and there's a history and so on, so we're not doing that in the temple. But at least don't start with Prabhupada's pranam mantra. You're totally contrary to the tradition if you do that. At least begin with Prabhupada's. Begin with samsara dava. The next thing that disturbs me, sometimes we hear right in the middle of samsara dava, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya. What the hell is that? Samsara Dava is not the Prabhupada song. It's the Guru's song. It's the song offering respect to the spiritual master, which doesn't mean the founder Acharya of ISKCON. It means your spiritual master, his spiritual master, all the gurus in the line, that's fine. But when Prabhupada was here, if they wanted to chant Jai Prabhupada in the middle, all right, we were all Prabhupada's disciples. Now we're not. Some of us have the privilege of being Prabhupada's disciples, and some of us have the still further privilege of being disciples of the disciples. Samsara Dava is not the Prabhupada song. And therefore it even disturbs me when, they finish the Jayam Stuvam Stasya Yashastri Sandham Bande Guru Sri Charanada Vindam Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada, as if again it was the Prabhupada song. If you want to think of Prabhupada during that song, that's fine. But it's not. What if somebody else is thinking of his guru? God forbid. Then you've spoiled his meditation because you're thinking it's the Prabhupada song. You don't need to chant Jai Prabhupada at any point in that sequence. Samsara Dava, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Hare Krishna, nothing else. And, all right, I won't buck the system. After Samsara Dava, Srila Prabhupada's pranam mantras. And if you left them out, you would not be wrong. You would be institutionally wrong, but you would not be philosophically wrong. Because Prabhupada said, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Samsara Dava, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Hare Krishna, nothing else. That's what he did. And if that's what you do, you're no worse than he was. And he was perfect. So again, I'm not campaigning to edit it out of the program, but keep it at that, if you would. Or, to put it another way, I would be happy if you would keep it at that. And others may consider what's best to do. Is that clear? Does that answer your question? Yes?
Maharaj, in the morning Guru Puja, just now you said that in the
The morning Guru Puja is not Guru Puja. It's Prabhupada Puja. It's not the puja for your guru and his guru and his guru. That ceremony has developed as being entirely for Srila Prabhupada. During that ceremony, chant Jai Prabhupada to your heart's content. Because that's what it's meant for. That ceremony is the ceremony where we worship the founder Acharya of ISKCON, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who we're all following. It's not Guru Puja, it's Prabhupada Puja. We call it Guru Puja, fine. He's everyone's guru. But that's what it is, it's Prabhupada's Puja. So if you chant Jai Prabhupada, wonderful.
And that time if you are meditating on our Guru Maharaj,
well, it's not sinful if you meditate on your Guru Maharaj at that time. Because Prabhupada is with his disciples. Just as Krishna is not alone, Prabhupada's not alone. Prabhupada's always with his devotees. He's always with his devotees. So, if by thinking of Prabhupada, when you think of Prabhupada, naturally you'll think of your Guru. When you think of your Guru, naturally you'll think of Prabhupada. There's nothing, that's good. That's what we want. Is that all right?